Amos at breakfast.
BBC Radio Northampton.
So, do you or your friends vape? Apparently 5 million people in the UK do, and, well, changes to the law that came into effect yesterday will impact all of those people because as of Sunday, well, it's illegal for businesses to sell or supply disposable vapes. The government hopes the ban will reduce environmental damage caused by the single-use devices, as well as helping cut the number of young people vaping. Here's what some people think of the changes.
One that they can reuse, I suppose, is a better option. Less impact on the environment, I suppose.
The environmental impact that the disposal ones are having. And then vapes have kind of come in. We don't really know the long-term health effects of them.
You see so many when you're walking around just thrown, not in a proper way. They must be cheaper.
Well, 5 million vapes, they reckon, are thrown away every year. So what will this mean for business? Let's speak to someone who runs a vaping business. Ryan Michlig owns Right Vape, which is on Kingsley Park Terrace in Northampton. He's with me. Morning.
Morning, Annabelle. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. So first off, do you vape?
I do still vape, and actually, if I'm really ready to stop, but I thought this industry would be kind of like closing down by this stage, but I'm still having to sell, used products so that I know what I'm selling, essentially. Yeah. So, but I was actually having a conversation with a neighbour yesterday, and she said, "You all seem to be vaping." I said, "I do," but in all honesty, I have a very low-powered device, and I don't consume a lot of liquid, so I do vape, but it's very minimal nowadays.
And so, did you start vaping in order to come off smoking cigarettes?
Yes. So I've vaped for about 10 years now, 11 years, I would say. I've been smoke-free, so...
and can you tell a difference?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I really can. But for me personally, I'm ready to stop vaping, but the problem is they're always around me, and like I say, I use a very minimal amount, but I'm developing pathways now to get people to stop vaping, because that should be really the goal in the end.
Which for you is a bit like turkeys voting for Christmas,
isn't
it?
Yes, I know.
This is your business.
I know. Yeah, it's a fine line as a balance, but I often forget it's a business. My staff members say, "Right, we need to make money." I'm like, "Oh yes." In my mind, I just use them to help people to stop, but if the business ends, then we do something else, don't we?
So tell me about disposable vapes then. So
yeah.
Up until yesterday, did you have still some in store?
No, we've not had them for quite a while now, but we have what we would call a semi-disposable. So that's where people can have a pre-filled cartridge which is disposable, but the battery's rechargeable. So that's kind of where the law's caught us up to.
Okay.
So for us,
that's still okay to sell?
Yes. Right. So it still has a bugbear for me. We've got a long way to go for this. I think the ban is just the start, really, of cleaning up the industry and getting everybody onto a reusable.
So a reusable vape lasts how long?
Well, I've left mine in the car, but
So you're not that hooked?
No, I'm all right. So, I mean, I'm only over the road. But no, I'm joking. But I was saying this yesterday. I've got a device that I sell for less than £15 in the shop, and it's all battered and bruised, and I absolutely love it. I dropped it in the sink when I was baking yesterday. It's still going, and I've had that device for about 18 months, and I refuse to let it go. I just keep it going, and I change the pod on that probably every 3 weeks. So I really try and get the best out of that.
And we've said that the government are doing this because they want to stop children, vaping. What about the flavours? Because it seems crazy to me that you can get a vape that tastes of bubblegum.
It's crazy in the sense if you market it that way and say, "Oh, come on," yeah, I do understand. There's definitely a fine line. I know that when I go into the shop, there's still a lot of adults that walk in the door that want every flavour under the sun, and they do. So it's a fine line. I'm not sure flavours is necessarily. I think a perception of somebody that isn't in the vaping world or sees what I see, you may think it could entice children. I think it's a much bigger problem than flavours, to be honest. I think it's the fact that these products are available everywhere. There's a massive illicit trade for them. I think if it came to it and they said that flavours categorically are a problem, yeah, deal with it. But I actually don't think it is. It's a bigger problem in terms of flavour. It's more about them having to access the products in the first place.
And if there's an illicit trade for them, will this ban stop the disposable vapes?
No. We'll see. But also, it's
because it's readily available to get online.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, and also you're going to be in a period now where there was probably over the last couple of years, because I saw the growth of illegal products in the market over the last 4 or 5 years. They were non-existent before that. So whilst we had a cut-off yesterday, there's probably a hell of a lot of stock in the background that other businesses haven't sold through. So that'll probably make its way into the illegal market, because, you know, people will want to get rid of stock. Nobody's going to throw anything in the bin if they haven't sold it. I mean, we've just not sold disposables for the last couple of years, so we wound ours down years ago.
And I get that vaping has helped a lot of people come off cigarettes, which must be a good thing.
That's
However,
good.
I also do know a lot of people who smoked years and years and years ago, gave up years and years and years ago, and then now vape.
Yes.
Even though they didn't do anything for the years in between.
It can be.
Has got... It can create bad habits, can't it?
It can do, yeah. And we have to put that into context, because I do believe that there's probably, you know, the bracket of those people is very, very small compared to the amount of people it has helped. But we're always trying to have an ongoing conversation of education to anybody that may be using that product, whether you were smoking or not. But our guideline, our stance is simple. It's, you know, the national guidelines from the NHS. If you do smoke, they're a good alternative. But there are other ways to stop. You know, you can use licensed medications such as patches, chewing gum, lozenges. You can go cold turkey. They're just some methods are not as effective for many people. But ultimately, yeah, if you don't smoke, don't start vaping. And there is a small number. It's not as big as you believe. But again, hopefully we're going to the stage where we're getting some of our stop smoking services are now starting to evolve and offering, you know, ways to reduce nicotine or stop vaping as well. So that's positive. But unfortunately, it has been a gateway for some people to start.
And just remind me, age-wise, how old do you have to be to buy a vape?
Yeah, you have to be 18.
Right. And I bet you get some people coming into your shop, do you, who are clearly younger, and you
very
have to
rare
ask.
now.
Right,
very rare.
Okay.
But that's because they know they won't get it from us.
Yes.
But I would believe that they're obviously getting it from somewhere else. But because I think the legitimate vape retailers, like the traditional vape shops, really we don't tend to get the kids trying to access us, because we've been no from the start, because we were all small businesses and we all towed the line because we didn't know what was, you know, we were quite conscious. And you know, for me, I was only ever selling vapes. I don't sell anything else, so I had to get that right. So I toe the line, but other shops maybe not.
Because the other thing I've heard about is only because I've got teenagers.
Yeah.
So, but is this stuff that you put on the top of your gum?
Yes, the nicotine
Snuffs or whatever?
pouches.
I mean, that just seems crazy. People get addicted to that, don't they?
Yeah, because it's a high level of nicotine, and also it's. Now, again, we have to have that on the shelf. We don't sell a lot of it, but we'd rather have it to educate, but we do not push it. But I want regulation on that as well. It's come out of nowhere, but it can be a very fast gateway to use nicotine. And we need lots more education, you know, with young people around the use of nicotine. It's crazy, really.
Ryan, it's really interesting. Thank you ever so much for coming in. I know that you struggle with the early morning, haven't you?
Who is a morning person? I just need to know.
To be honest, I've been doing this for years and I'm still not a morning person, so I won't worry about that.
You're doing well. No, but to be honest, I'm fine on this, so thank you for having me.
Ryan Michlig, then, who owns Right Vape on Kingsley Park Terrace, and that ban on disposable vapes came in yesterday.